All right, guys. Here we are. Here we are. Terence Crawford calls out Canelo again with Turki at the Berlanga fight. Calls him out again. Canelo already said he's not interested. Then Canelo says, no comment. See, this is what's wrong with boxing, guys. Stuff like this. Crawford's my guy, but I got to put him in a hot seat like everybody else. There's no exceptions with me. Crawford went all that way where I was with him on it. He finally got the Errol Spence. We barely got the Errol Spence fight. Barely. As soon as he beats Spence and his name is hot, guess what Crawford does? Makes a video, says he's not going to fight. He'll never fight Danny Garcia. He'll never fight Keith Thurman. Regardless of where they are in their career, I'm just telling you what he's saying. Then he says, I ain't going to fight Charlo. Charlo went out like a sucker, fights facing Canelo. Then he says, I ain't fighting Boots Ennis. Who you going to fight? Who are you willing to fight? We never got the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder fight when we should have got it. We didn't get that fight. We didn't get when Gervonta should have fought Devin Haney at one point. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. We didn't get the Haney Shakur fight. All these fights is the fans, they want to see these fighters fight, and we not getting it. We wanted to see the Canelo Benavidez fight. Didn't happen. It seems like with the fans, when the fighters here, the fans want to see a fight. These are fights that people are willing to pay their money to see because they are begging to get these fights. Making video after video talking about rumors. It's in negotiations, this, that, and the third. But it's just it's sparking interest on a big letdown. They know they're not going to fight the fight. Then you got a guy like Crawford. A generational fighter. He don't want to fight nobody in his weight class. He was willing to stay at 147 when Spence was wanting to fight the rematch at 154. He was willing to fight that fight. Then he turns around and says, you know what? I'm going to move up to 154. But before I do that, I'll fight Gervonta if the money's good. Then the fans, they defend. They're going to try to correct everything I'm saying. I'm just making a point. NFL, the National Football League, right now is in its second week. And you know what I like about the football league? Just like the other league, NBA, any other sport, is you can't afford threats because your schedule is set in stone. You have to face the competition, young and old, rookies, guys that are midway through their career and the veterans. They got to deal with injury, all kind of stuff. Teams have to manage personnel and put people in certain spots to be competitive so they can try to get to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. I live in Kansas City, Missouri, home of the Chiefs. People gunning for the Chiefs. They fighting. It's nail biting. The game is ending by one field goal here, toenails over here. You got fanatics everywhere, in every sport, but the fans in boxing, the sports agents. They'll correct you. Well, he don't need to be fighting him. He don't need to be fighting him for his legacy. He's not fighting for legacy. Once he beat Errol Spence, what are you fighting for belts for at this time? You already made history. He ain't getting no younger. He's already after money, which you can see. Payday with Canelo. You ain't going to get the fight. I don't hear no Charlo. Charlo could have been a big fight. Now you don't want to fight him. You don't want to fight this guy. He don't want to fight the young guys. He could have fought Boots. Maybe he didn't want to see those tassels on his shorts, jumping up and down, or on his boots. Not to say Crawford was going to get beat, but he's like, what for? Why should I face this young guy? Does nothing for my career. Just like any other sport where the veterans got to go against the young rookies and the young guys. They weed the old people out. That's what it's for. Boxing, you got to pass the baton. If you don't pass the baton, Canelo could have passed the baton to Benavidez. Do you think he want to do that? He want to ride out in the sunset. I ain't giving it to nobody so they can carry on, keep boxing going. Terence could have fought Boots before he left. Then somebody's going to say, oh, he couldn't make weight. He could make weight. Don't believe that. That is a ploy to get Canelo. He only moved up because of Canelo sparked interest. They was playing at first. And he said, you know what? I want to go up there and I want to see. I want to dare to be great. Now you got this stupid term, dare to be great. Danny Garcia used it when he fought Laura. He's trying to dare to be great. Danny Garcia didn't fight 2 years. He got fat as hell. Couldn't lose the weight, so he fought at 160. He didn't want to get in there and work that weight off of him. His passion ain't there no more. If your passion ain't there, if a Crawford, Canelo was your only motivation, then what's Canelo's motivation to fight you? You are essentially 3 weight classes below him. I don't care that he moved up to 154 and fought. That's what he is. He's a 147 fighter. That's a little man. What are we doing? We begging now?
Yo, Turk, tell the fans what we doing next.
We want financials.
Tell them we going for Canelo next.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go. Canelo, come on.
You heard it from him.
He said you heard it from him. You coached him through that. They sitting there like they buddy. Begging Canelo take the fight. Then he gonna say this.
Already.
He's smiling and grinning.
Hey. Just put me in the game, coach. Just put me in the game. Canelo Crawford, the biggest fight in boxing.
Man, that was a point where Terence Crawford would fight anybody. He would. And then when he beat Errol Spence, it's like a switch went off. And he don't want to fight it. He don't want to fight everybody no more. He only wants to fight. He only wants to fight Canelo. That's all he wants to fight. What happened? What happened, Crawford? What happened to the competitive Crawford that wasn't scared of nobody, man? It's like he said, I'm going to show y'all. As soon as he beat Canelo, guess what? I ain't fighting you. He's hawk like the kid when they in the kindergarten. They got their toy and say, mine. Don't want to share no more. He's essentially doing what everybody else do. They all do it. Once they get that big enough fight, they all do it. That's why boxing suffer. It's suffering. There's only 3 fighters in boxing right now that are a draw in America. Let me say that. I gotta say America. You got Gervonta Davis. You got Canelo Alvarez. And you got freaking Jake Paul. That's it. Ain't nobody passing no baton to them young fighters. How hard is it? We could have seen, I was at the barbershop a couple of weeks back. About 10 guys in there. They watch boxing. I say, hey, y'all, What fight would you like to see Terence Crawford fight? You know what they said? About 6 of them said? Boots Ennis. And I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. I said, really? I said, what about Charlo? They was like, no, I'd rather see Boots. They'd rather see Boots. I said, they said, you think Crawford would fight Boots if he came up to 154? I said, not a chance in hell. They said, why not? I said, for one, the Crawford fans are going to make a big stink about it, for one. They're going to say he has no business fighting him, but does nothing for his legacy. Like they sports agents of Crawford. They don't, I told them boxing different. In other sports like football, you got to face, so they anticipating the challenges and stuff. When boxing, you can avoid it. Promoters, they want to protect their fighters, and the fans protect their fighters. Let me say that again. The promoter protects their fighters, and the fans, the fanatics, they protect the fighters. Let me say it again. The promoters protect the fighters, and the fanatical fanboys protect the fighters. You're not supposed to get to a certain age, I don't think, in boxing and still be active, because you should have to contend with the younger generation. They still there. You can't not look at them. No other sport does it. In the NBA, MLB, the rookies come in. They just keep, every year, they just keep coming. You can't avoid it. That lets you know that you shouldn't be in the sport no more when you face them. Your time is come and gone. He want to fight Canelo, and Canelo don't want to fight him. Ain't got no motivation to fight Crawford. None. Well, they said, Canelo don't want to get embarrassed. Then they can make the same argument about Boots Ennis and Crawford. They can say Crawford don't want to get embarrassed. They can say it. They want to fight. Dude, they will listen to the fans beg for fights. And they'll tell the fans that ain't happening. And tell the fans no. So then you got guys that they steal the fights. Bootleg them. I'm to the point now, I don't even want to bootleg. There's no interest in it. I watched the Canelo fight, and I watched Danny Garcia fight. This is crazy. He did, sir. He want that big payday so he can go off in the sunset. But as a fan of Crawford, I got to a point where, all right, he got his foot in the door now. He didn't whoop the PBC kingpin, Errol Spence. Now Crawford's about to just take over the sport. He turned around and said, I ain't fighting him. I ain't fighting him. I ain't fighting him. I ain't fighting him. I ain't fighting no Danny Garcia. Shit, you crazy as hell. I ain't fighting no Thurman. I ain't fighting no Thurman. Shit, Charlo. Shit, I ain't fighting him. Boots? Nigga, please. I tell you who I would fight, though. Somebody 3 weight classes above me, so I can dare to be great. That's when you hear dare to be great, don't even, hey, that's the key word. That's some money. That ain't no dare to be great. That's a money fight. They want the big payday. And it's sad, only Canelo, you got to go to another weight class to get it, because didn't nobody pass baton in 147. Everybody leaving chasing that money, that bag. Killing the sport. Floyd still fighting exhibition. He didn't kill it. He ain't done killing it. He's doing the best he can to keep put his foot on boxer's neck. Got everybody in boxing in America trying to do the Floyd the style, the Philly Mayweather defensive style. They all doing it now. And they all doing the A side, B side. You with losses? They the cash cow. They talk about ticket sales and everything else. Listen to Leonard Ellaby when he talk. This stuff is sick. Then the fans is okay with fighters doing that because they love them so much. But I hate to say it, you need that crazy fans. They keep the sport going. Them fanatics, that sickness in there. Hey, man, it's sick. You got to have guys like myself where it brings balance, but it ain't enough of me going around. Some of the guys out there that I ran across, they talking some sense. Then you got the fanatics, man. Ooh, it's sick. Ooh, it's some sick. Ooh, it's sick. It's sick. That's it, guys. And that's why I haven't made a video in a while. Fighters ain't fighting the fights that you want to see. I mean, who want to see fights? Man, nobody. I want to see fights the fans want to see, man. Nobody asked for that, and he's continually gonna do it. He don't care. It's like a big F you. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe. Again, it's your boy.